What is going on, my people of the planet? I hope all is well with you and yours. I am D Venom, and welcome to Raising Vibrations podcast. I hope all of my people of the planet are staying on the straight and narrow and not doing anything bad to jeopardize those vibrations, more or less lower them. I quickly need someone to speak with. Surprisingly, my therapist called me earlier just out the blue, and his sister ended up calling him, so he never did call back, and I wish that he would, because I'm craving really bad, you guys, and I reached out and put it in the universe, that I am wanting methamphetamine. And I have hours until someone calls me back and let me know if they can get it for me or not. This is really hard for me, you guys, because I have one side of me that's on the straight and narrow and want to continue. And whether I relapse or not, I'm going to continue the straight and narrow. And then I have the other side of me that's just like, do it and get fucked up, before I go back to work and get in the matrix and have a little fun. I'm torn because I'm trying to keep myself busy, and I've been cleaning and organizing. I done my hair earlier. My hair's crocheted, and I'm sorry, you guys. My hair's crocheted, and I added a little bit more because I didn't like the way that it looked. So I added a little more to the front, and I added a little more to the back, and I cut it up, and surprisingly, I cut it into a nice little style. And anyway, the 12th is supposed to be the celebration of life in regard to my godmother, whom passed away of cancer. I'm supposed to be going back to Illinois for that. So I'm trying to stay as strong as I possibly can. I'm in tears right now because this is so hard for me, and I have no one to talk to except you guys. And I really do want to use, and I'm trying to stay I'm sorry, you guys. I'm trying my hardest to stay clean as possible so that I don't have to start the cycle all over again if I do relapse. It's times like this when, it's times like this when I can I'm sorry, you guys. I'm just really fucked up right now. Not on drugs or anything, just mentally, because I'm torn, Anyway, it's times like this when I wish that I can reach out to my family and be like, hey, I'm craving, I need someone to talk to and whatever else. And I don't. What I don't get in regard to my family, and I love my mom to death, but, she can call me and talk about everyone else's addictions, and I'm on the phone, kikiing and talking about other people and what they're going through. And behind closed doors, you have a son, you have me that's going through it. And I'm trying my hardest every single day to try to stay clean. And it's not fair to me in a way, considering the fact that, we can be on the phone talking about all these other people and what they're going through, and I'm going through the same thing. Who am I to talk about and downgrade and ridicule those people because they're going through their addiction when I'm sitting here fighting, going through mine? And just because I haven't done anything since August 24th doesn't mean that the cravings aren't there, and it doesn't mean that the people that love you the most seem to not show it the most. And I know that my family knows, in my immediate family, and, they know that I have some form of addiction, but there's only really three of us. There's just my mom, my eldest sibling, and I. My grandmother is gone, and I don't want to be gone due to drugs. And I just wish that we had more of an open communication when it comes down to this. It seems like when it comes to families of melanin background, the only time we can open up and talk about serious topics of conversation, especially like a drug addiction or whatever, is when we're under the influence of a drug, alcohol, or marijuana, or crack or something like that. Then we can all sit at the family table and, talk about our addictions. Oh yeah, well, back in the days I was addicted to that. I mean, we loosen up a little bit more. But when those things aren't in the system, it just seems like a lot of things are swept underneath the rug. And I'm just really going through it, you guys. So you guys are my therapy at this particular moment. I wish that I can go live and, talk to some of you guys and hear your voices and hear you guys tell me not to do it. And hear you guys give me spiritual hugs and tell me it's okay. I'm going to be all right. Tell me that, even if I do relapse, I'm okay. I don't like this, but, I'm trying to be as transparent as I can with you guys and as vulnerable as I can. And this is as vulnerable as I can be at this particular moment. I'm craving to the point where I was just sweating and my stomach is hurting, and I'm not sure if this is the worst of the cravings. I have a long way to go. I haven't been clean that long. So I have a long, long way to go. Just keeping myself occupied is the main thing. I have kids to feed. You know what I mean? I have a job to do. I just have things to do with my life. And going back into the matrix is definitely not one of those things. I ran into someone at the gas station, and they looked like they were extremely high, and it was just like, do you know where I can get something at? And they tried for me, and the universe and source pretty much blocked that. And I tried one more resource, and I finally got through to someone. And this is pretty much the call that I'm waiting for, to see whether or not I'm going to lapse or not. It's hard when you are going through this pretty much alone and you have no support system. I can't say my family is my support system because they're not. If they were, they would ask me about my addiction, and they would be a little more curious about things. And, have you been craving lately? I mean, I may get a little irritated with the questions, but ask me. Show me that you care. That's my whole thing. Show me that you care. Your actions speak louder than words, and the actions that I've been seeing from my family shows me that they don't care. Black families especially want to sweep shit under the rug, and methamphetamine happens in our families as well. It's not just a crack addiction that goes on in black families. Meth addiction is hitting home as well, and to sweep serious shit like this under the rug, no wonder people want to use, because they feel like they're not cared about, and out of anyone that I wish that I could speak with right now is my mother. I don't have my grandmother anymore in a physical sense. I have her in the spiritual sense, and she came through to me in a set of twos the other day when I was craving, and I appreciate her doing that. But I can't always rely on the spiritual realm and their power in order to get me through this. I have to rely on my own strength and my own power. And I'm still weak. Satan still has me weak in regard to this addiction. these triggers, they still have me weak, and it's going to be a while until I'm strong enough to say no to a lot of the influences and the triggers and the temptations. It's going to take a lot. I'm strong, but I'm not that strong. And I know a lot of people of addiction, unfortunately can't turn to their families because their families just show that they don't care in a lot of different ways. And whatever friends they do have, they know about the addiction, but on the same token, those friends have lives. So we always can't be selfish and call them and be like, hey, I'm craving blah, blah, blah. I need to talk to you, because they have relationships and they have, work to attend to, and they have, their own family life and structure. So it's a little selfish to always call and take them off of their daily routine in order to sit and listen to me talk about cravings. What therapy I am getting, which is once a week, every Thursday or Friday, I do believe. I'm happy for my therapist, and I'm glad that we have a relationship via counseling. How can I say it? Personal and impersonal. So I'm glad we have a relationship like that, where when they're not at work, I can also reach out to them. And I'm sure if I reached out to my therapist right now and told him, like, hey, look, I'm just really having some really bad cravings and making some really bad decisions, they would talk to me and talk me out of a lot of different stuff. And but I just feel like I'm worrying people, and I don't want to come across like that. I want to be able to handle this myself, and I can't. So while I have you guys with me, I'm just going to ask the spiritual realm to help me and help me be strong in regard to what I'm going through right now. And every addict goes through it, unfortunately. Some cravings are much more stronger than others, and either way it goes, no cravings are good cravings, because they're simply cravings, and you're craving for the wrong thing. And I'm craving for methamphetamine, and that is the wrong thing that I want. But I want it, and I'm not going to lie. I feel like I need it at this point, and I don't feel like I can go on if I don't have it. I'm pausing in between cleaning, and I just need to keep going and stop looking at the phone and stop manifesting this, because that's what's going to happen. My thoughts are going to become my reality, and I'm going to pretty much fail. I passed the last class in regard to getting my DUI back. I passed it yesterday with nearly a B/C grade, and I got my certificate. I printed it yesterday, and to celebrate, I went across the street from the Staples that I went to print out my the Staples I went to in order to print out my certificate. There's a Filiberto's. I'm not sure if a lot of people outside of Arizona are familiar with Filiberto's, but if you're inside of Arizona, then we know what Filiberto's is about. It's a lot of people say it's not authentic Mexican food, but their nachos is authentic as they can come, because for $18 is some fucking change. You best believe these are some stacked fucking nachos, and they don't play with the meat. There's plenty of that. They don't play with the nachos themselves. There's plenty of sauce and cheese, and they layer it just right. And I went to Carl's Jr.'s, which is not far from Filiberto's, and I got myself a chocolate and vanilla milkshake with a lot of whipped cream on top. And that was my celebration for passing the exam and, moving on with life. And I was checking my bank account, and in one account I seen that I had $555 and some change. And of course I went to YouTube to look up the 555 number, and 5 is just like a bag of change, as Ebony, I don't know what her last name is, Ebony Minks, she's angel number teller or reader on YouTube, and she was saying like the number 5 or a set of 5s is like a bag of nickels. It's like, that means change, a bag of nickels, a bag of change. And that's what number 5 means, just change and being bold and being more daring and, taking a stance and taking charge of one's life. And I've been doing that the best that I can. And I'm going to continue doing that regardless of what happens. I just hope the best happens. I'll probably make myself a bite to eat. I'm not sure. I just know that I need to finish cleaning. So I will probably continue to play music so that I can get my mind off of what I've been thinking about and have good, happy thoughts, because that's another thing that the number 5 or the set of 5s was telling me. Think positive at all times, regardless of what I'm going through. And if I am set back, just know that everything will be perfectly fine, because it always has been. Sometimes we can look down on ourselves and our situations the worst, and we shouldn't do that. Just like we appraise ourselves when we do good, we need to appraise ourselves when we do bad. So if I fall off the bandwagon, then, I simply just fell off, and that was my choice to fall off, and it will be my choice to get back on the bandwagon and do what I need to do in order to, stay on the straight and narrow. But I'm glad that I'm doing this in regard to talking to you guys, because this is such therapy for me, considering I don't have anyone to talk to in regard to how I'm feeling. And just by sitting here on my couch in complete silence, except for the noise of the ceiling fan and the noise of the white noise machine in the bathroom, I'm sitting in complete silence, basically talking to you guys. And my stomach isn't going through what it was going through earlier. My head isn't feeling heavy like it was earlier. Those little bit of tears that I shed with you guys helped me in regard to my emotional side. And I can't always be strong during this, and maybe that little breakdown helped in regard to relieving a lot of stress and whatever else that I was going through in regard to this situation. I don't know, my people of addiction, we got to figure out something. We have to come together some type of way and beat this thing called addiction, some type of how. It's going to happen. It's just a matter of coming together collectively and coming up with a solution from start to end. These 12-step programs and shit like that, yeah, they're here to help, but sometimes they're here to destroy as well. A lot of people get sick of that shit. They don't want to go to no fucking 12-step program and feel like they're a part of a damn cult. And so a lot of people rebel from that. I was reading an article. I didn't read it thoroughly, but I should have. I just breezed through it. And I think the article was saying something in regard to the increase in regard to people skipping out on therapies and stuff like that. And I honestly believe it. And this is where I go in on modern day therapy and group sessions and counseling. It has to change, just like with everything else in life. If it doesn't change, then there's no growth in the programs. And a lot of people are sick and tired of going and doing the same thing, different day, different week, different month, different year, with their therapies and stuff like that. And they're just simply not going. And do you know how many people out there need therapy and help for their addictions and what they're going through? And the fact that a lot of people are just canceling out on that, whether it's a free service or not. People are just not giving a damn anymore. And that's a scary thing. It's already enough people in the world not giving a damn. You know, you have all these people on fentanyl and shit like that that are just, you know, pretty much motionless and robotic. And they seem like they're just remote controlled or puppeteered. I don't know, you guys. I just wish that I never in life would have came across this thing called methamphetamine. But obviously it was brought in my path, like a lot of things have been brought in my path for its own particular reason. Whatever that reason is a very hard reason. And I don't want retrograde to come around and have to teach me another lesson in regard to, you know, methamphetamine and whatever else the case may be. I've learned quite a few lessons. That's why I quit cold turkey. And that's another thing, quitting cold turkey and just not having that medical advice and stuff like that. It's hard for a lot of people to just up and quit something, especially as hard as methamphetamine, hardcore as methamphetamine, and addictive as methamphetamine, and to quit it cold turkey like I did without no type of counseling or medical assistance or anything like that. I mean, it's strength, and it's a very audacious move, but I had to start from somewhere. You know, I mean, I had to start from somewhere, and I wasn't getting the backbone and help and therapy that I needed via my family. And my counselor can only do so much, or my therapist can only do so much. And friends and stuff like that, they can only do so much. The main person in this situation that has to pretty much do everything is myself. I can't rely on other people. I have to be the one to do this on my own with the help of others. Aside from that, when I don't have that help from others, who else am I going to turn to? Absolutely no one, because everyone else is busy except the spiritual realm. They're always here. So I have to rephrase. There are entities that I can turn to, and that is the spiritual realm. But the spiritual realm also gets tired, and they also grow weak. They also need rest and nourishment and things of that particular nature, so that they can strive and move on to another day. So I don't feel like I want to bother them either. And they want me to. They beg me to bother them. Them taking on the battle in regard to my methamphetamine addiction probably made them the happiest, because they've been wanting that battle for the longest. And I just never gave it to them because I thought that I could win it. And come to find out, I couldn't, or I can't, at least at this point. So once again, spiritual realm, I am asking, could you guys please take this battle from me? It's growing way too hard for me to handle at this point. The cravings and Satan and what he's doing is really starting to get to me. And I really need the strength of the spiritual realm to overcome a great majority of this. So if you don't mind, spiritual realm, please come through for me. Whatever energies I put out there in regard to wanting to do methamphetamine, if you can just put a block out there and don't allow it to happen, I would really appreciate it, because you guys know as soon as I see a text message or get a call, I'm gonna go for it. You already know. So I'm not going to do any more reaching out. I'm just going to allow nature to take its course, and hopefully that nature is hopefully a part of that nature will be there for me in order to put a block in between myself and what I am wanting and craving for. Alright, you guys, I guess I'm going to end this episode so that I can get some things done. I need to finish and complete what I've been doing, and that's cleaning and organizing, make myself a bite to eat in order to strengthen myself. And I may take a nap. That's what I might just do after I get done cleaning and going through that. All right, you guys. Well, it's been nice talking to you all. Thank you guys for being there for me during my time of need. I really do appreciate you all very, very, very much. And until my next upload, I am D Venom, and your prayers are much needed at this point. So any prayers, 2727 is the time of the recording. I just seen it, and 5:55 is the time right now. We just got done talking about 5:55, didn't we, you guys? We just got done talking about change and all of that stuff. And I look up at the recording of the time, and it was 2727, and I look to the far left of my phone, and it said 55:55. All of this is obviously confirmation via the universe that they are working effortlessly and hard in order to make those particular dreams come true that I just spoke about in regard to putting a block between myself and what I pretty much am craving for. So thank you, universe. I really do appreciate you coming through when I really do need someone on my side at this point. It's a shame that the spiritual realm forever and always has my back. But where are those individuals when I truly need them in this realm to have my back? You really don't see too much of that. And this is why I just don't fuck with human beings like that. Alright, you guys, I'm D Venom, and please, my people of addiction and or the non, stay on that straight and narrow and do everything that you possibly can to fight that addiction. It's hard, I know. If you need to go somewhere and cry, if you need to hug someone and you don't have anyone to go to, go out in nature and find a nice tree, elderly tree that's been here for some years to hug, and just feel the energy of that tree and feel the warmth of that tree and feel how welcoming that tree feels as you hug it. And I think things will be a little bit better. All right, you guys, be good, and I'm out.